Right, welcome to the Start Collecting video for Necrons. As you can see, I've got an army laid out here. This is the latest list that I've put together. I do have pretty much double what you see here. It's a good sized Necron army that I have now. So I've been collecting them for a good few years, down for a couple of editions now. 2 or 3 of the editions of Warhammer 40,000. Still, the theme and the style of Necrons has remained the same. So they're an interesting army to collect. I would recommend them to a beginner, especially someone who's getting into painting perhaps for the first time. As you can see, they're quite straightforward in the colour scheme, and the technique I've used on these here is pretty fast and effective, and yet quite easy to do at the same time as well. But in this video here, we'll sort of do an overview of what it's like collecting Necrons, sort of practical tips, why you collect them, the theme and the style of the army as well, what to expect from them in the way that they play. And then I'm going to zoom in here and you can take a closer look at some of the finished models as well. So I think what we'll do, first of all, just to give you the flavour of these Necrons here, I'm going to zoom in and you can take a closer look at some of these different models. So Necron Warriors here, this is really a classic Necron unit. And I like to have a legion of them, hordes of them in an army. Just this relentless marching legion of these mindless automatons moving around the board. It just represents just this, it's the undead equivalent for Warhammer 40,000, so it's the skeleton sort of style and the skull, and they just march relentlessly forwards. They take casualties, they get back up again, and who can stop the march of the legion? So that's the idea. With those, I've just finished rebasing these, putting them onto the new size bases. There they are. There's a variety of number of poses you can do, but still you want that sort of uniform feel to them at the same time. With both hands on the gun, and then this green gauze here, this rod. What I've seen a number of people do, it's quite popular. You can check out Google and see the different images. People take the green rod and they swap it out for something else. You can paint over it, paint it a different colour, or you can buy this rod here in lengths and cut it, and you can go for like orange or blue or yellow, and it can look really effective. So if you're not keen on the green, you want a different colour, Necrons can look particularly effective in like orange. Glowing orange can look fantastic, and blue as well can look really, really cool. So don't think you have to do them green. You can go for a different colour if you wish, but I like the green and the silver. I think it all looks great. So again, it's sort of the classic colour scheme for the Necrons. If you like the way these have come out, but again, look, it's just a technique really. They are, compared to other factions, like for a beginner getting into Warhammer 40,000, I wouldn't recommend collecting Harlequins for example, because it could drive you mad with the painting. But for a beginner getting into 40k, Necrons are great. Straightforward colour scheme, but a very strong theme. There's a very strong look about them, so that they do look great. Excellent models, and you can get some nice results, and pretty fast as well. So you can get an army put together. And again, that might be another reason why you want to collect Necrons. You want to get an entirely different army to what you have, and then get it to the table quite quickly. Well, you can do that with Necrons as well. So I'll show you one of the Immortals. Here, so it's like an up-armoured version of the Warrior. There's a heavier gun, tougher unit as well, better armour save and so on. Just more expensive in points. That's that one. It's the Gauze Blaster. It's armed with a decent weapon. And they join the Legion, they give fire support as well. Then you've got these floating Necron Destroyers. It's quite an old model now in plastic, but quite a interesting style to it. There's a whole sort of scarab, beetle, sort of Egyptian style going on here. This is a mobile unit, nice and quick around the table. Tough though, quite hard to bring down. And then the weapon it carries is a very nasty weapon for medium and heavy infantry, light vehicles. So that's that one. Then Necrons have their own sort of jump infantry, but these are sort of heavy jump infantry. They've got 2 wounds each, toughness 5. This is Triarch Praetorians. That's like a power sword, like a lightning sword here that will cut down medium and heavy armoured infantry. If they don't have an invuln save, it will do nasty damage. And then it's like a pistol that's not that effective. But these are nice and quick, and they can jump around the board quite quickly. Good bodyguard as well. Then you've got Necron Wraiths, one of the classic Necron units. That's just showing you all the work I've done underneath. So I think it's one of these that I show you how to paint in the painting tutorial, one of these medium-sized units. So all the results that you see here, the base work and so on, check out the painting tutorial to see how it's done. So that's the Wraiths. Very solid unit in close combat, good invuln save. Very hard for the opponent to try and bring them down. I'll show you some of the characters. We've got the Cryptek here. Now they didn't release this in plastic, this is a fine cast model. So fine cast, not that great quality. You can see the staffs, they're all bent up. That's the way it's warped. Unless it's meant to be like that, but I think it's meant to be straight. But still painted up just there in the same colour scheme. It's a very important unit, this one, to help, because the number of bonuses he grants my army to protect and enhance them. So that's him. Then one of the newly sculpted Crypteks from the Forgebane set. This is in plastic. If you want to buy this by itself, you can. I think Games Workshop sell it separately, or eBay is a good place to look. But brilliant model, beautiful sculpting work, real nice job. Games Workshop have done. So you can see I've got. I didn't want to paint just silver for these Necrons, so I introduced a second metallic colour. So that's this bronze colour. It's Hush-Up Copper. So you've got two different tones of metallic going on this. It's not just all silver, it's a bit boring. So that's easily done, easily added in. And then I wanted a colour, a spot colour of some kind. It's this glowing green I've used as well. And those three, basically, is pretty much it. And there's a darker metallic metal there, which I just take the silver and add some black to it to create a darker tone as well. But that's basically those four colours. And that's the kind of results you can get. I don't think that's boring to look at. Yeah, it looks pretty good. So I'm very happy with how these have come out. And he didn't take very long to paint. If you start painting different armour plates, it can look nice, but you can end up getting bogged down and taking lots of time. But I think that's just as effective. And it's not too bad. So one of the practical sides there is the time required to paint isn't so bad. This is a Catacomb Command Barge here. Beautiful model. Games Workshop supply it. You can go for this configuration, or there's a shooty option with a bigger gun underneath, but I wanted the HQ. And then with this is Taman Ramai Overlord in the army. I put two small magnets on his feet. And check out the tactics video that's on the channel here. I'll talk about it in more detail. And then two magnets there on the bottom. That means I can stick him on a regular base if I want to take him as an Overlord on foot, or you can just clip onto there. He just magnetises in like so. He won't fall off. So quite happy with how he has worked out. He flies around, he's nice and quick. He grants some abilities to units nearby as well, and the base just slots in there. So just to give you an idea of the different units, there's the monolith. So I used exactly the same technique as seen in the video, but then when I come to doing the washes, I just used a brush and made these strokes down here with the Nuln Oil, and then also the Seraphim Sepia to create this rusty kind of look, like it's been, the rain and the elements have been on it. It's meant to be an ancient construct, so just to make that weathered kind of look. So very happy with how that's come out. These plastic parts here all come with the kit. All these rods come in there as well. The rods down in here just to add that neon glow to it. Basically just got your silver as the main work to be done on this. An older kit, but still absolutely fantastic. It's meant to go like that as it comes down out of the sky, and then when it lands I think that comes down. But then some people have asked, what have you done with this? Inside here I've just put tin foil crinkled up, and also some cling film plastic wrap curled around it, just to make sort of an electrical kind of feel to it. See if I can show this to you, the first time ever on camera. I just open this up. So it's just plastic wrapped around foil, and that glittery effect just sits inside there. See, look, without it, it looks like that. So you can see straight through it, which is okay, but then I just add this in. I just swirled it around the tin foil, and that just adds sort of a bit of a shimmer to it, like there's something else going on in the middle of that crystal. There. So that's the monolith. Hollow. There's nothing inside. There it is, just park that there. So this army, I've just laid this army out just after finishing the army overview video. Check that out if you want to see all the tactics involved, the rules, why I've chosen different units, just the whole structure of the army discussed in that video to give you the full lowdown of it there. But this is really the first time the finished army has been laid out, and really I'm happy with how this Necron army's come together. It's a very strong theme, and then straightforward colour scheme for painting up. So from that angle, the practical side of collecting them, straightforward to paint is really helpful. If you wanted to put the army together, if you're new to painting, a bit nervous perhaps about painting up very detailed figures, then I'd highly recommend Necrons to you. It's not an army that's going to, a rubbish army. It's going to do well. They're tough and dependable. It's quite hard for the opponent to wipe out big chunks of your army. So there's nice durability there for the Necrons as well. There's all different ways you can play them. I've gone for a mixture here. So I have like a gun line, an advancing legion that's just going to lay down a blanket of medium range firepower. And on the other side I've got this faster element here, number of units that can move 10-12 inches around the board for shooting and for close combat. So still a lot of variety here for the Necrons, so you can really theme your army whichever way you want to. Then for practicality, for storage and transportation, it's not really anything too fragile on these. The monolith's as solid as a rock. The infantry cav had a couple of breakages on the gun just here, and the rod's come out and it's snapped along there, but other than that, never any breakages across here. Sometimes the bases, if I transport them, I'll take them off and transport them separately, because this can snap whilst it's inside there, so that's something to be aware of. The wraiths, I've had a couple of claws snap on these. These are quite breakable, so you need to be careful with them. My Cryptek staff snapped as well, but this is all the breakages that have happened in what 4 years or something, so it's not too bad at all. Some have said, well, how do they play during a game? The theme for these, again, quite a strong theme. I try and emphasise this. This one area I like is the ability where you lose casualties and then you get them back in, they reanimate. So you'll see a lot of my units are able to reanimate themselves. They're reanimation protocol special rule, and that's where you lose casualties at the beginning of your turn. You roll a number of dice depending on how many casualties you've taken. So say I've taken 3 casualties in this unit, I then take 3 dice at the start of the turn, and on 5 pluses, models get back. They're restored to their full complement of wounds and rejoin the unit. I just think that's so cool. So you can have an expensive unit, you lose all your models apart from 1, and you get to roll the dice and then restore models back. So you'll see that these can reanimate here, these can, these and these, they can all reanimate. So that's one theme I really like, and it's very unique to the Necrons, so I encourage you to do that, and it's very enjoyable as well. It's very sort of fluffy how the Necrons operate. And then durability is the massive thing with Necrons as well. The ability to absorb damage, and then that reanimation kicks in as well. So take loads of damage and then start to restore. So you'll see that in games if you check out the different battle reports. Necrons taking damage, then restoring again, take more damage, restore, and just hard to try and remove them. The opponent has to grind away at the Necrons to gradually try and remove them. And then you'll often see, if you watch battle reports all the way through to the closing turns of the game, you may start to see the Necrons gradually get stronger. As the opponents losing casualties can't replace them, the Necrons replacing models all the time and getting stronger and stronger towards the end of a game, and sometimes it helps them get through to ultimate victory. So check out the comment section below. You'll see how other Necron players encourage you. If you're a Necron player, you've got experience, then leave your overall impressions of the army here, how well it plays, and then what particular theme and list and style you play with and how successful that's been for you as well. It'd be fascinating to hear what other experienced Necron players have, those that have gone through one edition to the next, to see how Necrons have coped in the various editions. They were strong in 7th edition. I think they were second on the channel. They were up there as one of the best armies. Cause real headaches. They take anybody on and cause big trouble. Absolute menace to the Astra Militarum and the Blood Angels and Ultramarines. Here I've moved into a new list. I think it's okay. I haven't really tested this list against all of the key armies that are out there at the moment. Astra Militarum, Ultramarines, still yet to take them on fully with this new list, so it'll be interesting to see how well the Necrons do. But I've enjoyed collecting them, I've enjoyed adding to them, and that's the other great thing. You build up an army of these, and then you fancy adding in an extra unit. It's not too much effort to do it. It doesn't take too long. All of a sudden, I got these painted up pretty quick, and I wanted to paint this character up here, the Cryptek. He didn't take very long at all. So you quickly expand your army as well. You can have a base, go for like a 1500 point, 2000 point army, and then later on down the line you want to expand it a little bit. It's quite quick to get a number of new units added in. It's not going to take you too long to do. So a very practical army to collect, I think. Solid in the rules, solid build to them, very strong theme. Maybe you can't stand the look of these here, but I love the metallic theme going on here, the Necrons, and the practical side of putting an army together. Very straightforward to paint and get some nice results, and still I think they look great. And I do like armies that have like a united theme going on. You can see that the same process, same style running throughout the army. I think it's nice. It just pulls them all together. So there's united legion fighting on the battlefield. But there it is. That's the Start Collecting, just an introduction really to collecting Necrons. Check out the comment section below, see what other Necron players have said. If you like the painting work that's done on these, then check out the tutorial on the channel here. There's tactical videos for some of these units also available at the moment. And then for battle reports, you've got the regular channel here for challenge games and the season battle reports as well. And then exclusive battle reports over on the Plus channel as well. Striking Scorpion 82plus.vhx.tv. There'll be a link in the description below, and you gain access to all of the exclusive battle reports there. A good number of Necron battle reports already up and running for 8th edition and the new codex. There it is. Start collecting Necrons. Great unit, great army to collect, and perhaps something very different. Perhaps you've been collecting Imperial Guard or Space Marines, and you want to go into one of the Xenos armies. Maybe you want to put an army together quick. You don't really want to spend ages and ages, spend a whole year building an army up. Well, go for Necrons and get them painted up pretty fast, and then enjoy using a very unique army indeed. But there it is. That's Necrons. Start collecting. Thanks for watching, and tune in next time.